What's up, guys? Jared here, bringing you another kind of board game development update vlog thing. I haven't done one in forever. Link to the most recent one before this in the description below. But real quick on Trent, I don't know where I'm going from here, honestly. I've been working on development for months now, doing all sorts of things. Like, I can show you various card design rules that I come up with, but long and short of it, everything I do is either oversimplifying or overcomplicated. I can never really agree on the happy medium, and we're just trying to figure that out right now. The only two things I can say about it are, number one, I would like to incorporate dice into it for the combat somehow. That's just to spice up, to make it a little bit more randomized, a little bit more interesting and exciting. So, I think that'd be cool. And I think I'm going to change the name to D-Writes. That kind of shortened dimension writer makes it a lot more thematic than Trance. And it just sounds a little cooler, I think. So, that's there and that. But what's more important, what's more excited, I can't wait to tell you about this, is over the last week I've been kind of thinking about, like, other dreams I've always had. Like, you know that I'm a huge theme park guy. I've been traveled through most of the country. We're in, like, I think, not quite 250 coasters yet, but like, almost there. And yeah, I've kind of always, since I was young, had that dream of making my own park, owning and operating this, like, small indoor amusement center that has, like, a coaster, like, some rock climbing walls or something, family rides. Just trying to be realistic, but at the same time, let's be real here, that's going to cost $10 billion. That said, thinking about that, thinking about things like Roller Coaster Tycoon, experience, obviously, you guys also know I worked at both Coney Island for about 5 years and Kings Island for 3 years. I'm actually wearing my alumni shirt, class of 2013 there. Is it, they have classes? I don't know. But, yeah. I was thinking, let's make a game about that, tabletop game. So, that I'm pleased to announce the theme park building game that I have not thought of a name for yet. If you guys got any ideas, let me know below. I was originally thinking Fun Fair, but apparently that's been taken. And, I don't know. Cool theme park names, let's go. Yeah, this is going to be a multiplayer theme park building game. I'm trying to describe it. If you hear jingling, that's the cat in the background. And that's what we're saying. Yeah. It's gonna use, I want to say, 2 main deck piles. So you have, like, a main deck for attractions and another deck for, like, the guests who are entering your park. And it'll be some sort of randomizer. I'm leaning more towards a spinner right now because I can theme it towards some, like, a carousel or a Ferris wheel, something theme park related like that. And some sort of whatever I want to use for the workers, like meeples or figures, whatever. Yeah. The goal of the game, I want to say, is to be the first to win a certain number of awards. The way I want to do this is each turn is going to represent a season, so spring, summer, fall, winter, and at the end of the fall season every year, those of you that are familiar with the real world theme park stuff know that there's the Golden Ticket Awards. That's kind of our Oscars, our Grammys, whatever you want to compare that to, for amusement parks. And, you know, they give out things like Best Amusement Park, Best Kids Area, Most Clean Thing, Best New Attraction, all that kind of stuff. So, like, I want to do something similar to that. Obviously, I probably can't copyright Golden Ticket Awards, but something similar. And, like, at the end of each of those fall seasons, everyone is going to be the award ceremony. People with, like, gets to that number of awards first wins. Now, getting into the turns, like I said, each one's going to be based on kind of a season. And during each of those seasons, you'll have 4 things to do. 4 for different phases. So the first phase is the draft phase, I want to call it the research and development kind of. And during that, you'll turn over a number of cards from that main deck equal to number of players. So say there's 4 players, you turn over 4 cards. And then those will be drafted around through whatever means I decide on. I'm thinking, like, whoever's doing the worst at first gets the first pick and then goes clockwise from there or something. But yeah, everyone's gonna add a card to their hand that way, and I think like the game's gonna start. Everyone gets like 2-3 cards, and like the funding to build whatever. Kind of brings the next phase, building phase, and that's where you build your rides. Yay! I'll get to the cards in a bit, but I'm thinking everything's gonna have a cost on it. Everything's gonna have size, I want to call it, because like your park's probably gonna have limited amount of space. Let's say normal park has like 25, 30 size or whatever, and you got a big coaster, it costs like 8, 9, whatever, something like that. Like I said, I literally started coming up with ideas this week, so there's a lot of interplay in there. Yeah, you'll be able to build your cards that way. You could link multiple attractions together if based on how much it says that you can link. But if you are building a link attraction, you have to build at the same time. So like you can't hold the one card, then you have to use the other card at the same time to play them both. You can't just do like one turn and say, oh hey, next turn I'm gonna link it with this. But so that's when you're gonna be able to build stuff. If you need to deconstruct anything because you're over your size limit or something, or you want to try and trade it off to another rival park, you can do that. If you're unable to build, I think I'm gonna put some mechanic in there where you could have a second draft phase, and whoever decides to pay the cost for that, it gets the first pick or something. So that's how that's gonna work. Phase 3 is kind of gonna be your maintenance phase. That's where you're gonna be able to hire workers. Was like I said before, there'll be like little workers on the side, and there'll be like mechanics, make sure your rides are uptight. You have security to make they like keep out your vandals and stuff. That phrase weird. And like live entertainment, so like mascots or performers, whatever, just to keep the excitement going. That's also when you can maintain your rides. So like I said, if something might be broken down, there'll be like some way of using the spinner maintenance workers to fix the thing. Yay. Sound very excited about this. And finally is the last phase where you actually get to let guests in. Now, obviously, some of these phases you can only do at certain times. Say, like, winter, it might be too cold to open your park unless you have some enclosed rides, which enclosing a ride might be, like, one of your enhancement things that you could do. And, like, you can't really build anything during the summertime because that's your main time that the park's open. But, yeah, during that phase, players are going to go around taking turns, and they'll shuffle the guest deck, so that's always going to be randomized every single event. Then reveal cards one by one based on wherever they spun that turn. It's like if you spun a 3, then they let 3 guests in. So, they go 1 through 1 through the park. If they like one of the attractions, then you get gold from it. If not, then they just leave the park. Or like I said, this is also where you'll get your things like park inspectors to make sure all your parks are working, or like you might have like some unruly vandals or something that want to mess up your rides, or like a natural disaster just randomly happens. So that'll be that. Like I said, end of every fall you get your award ceremony, and you just kind of progress through the game like that. Now, I did make a couple of examples of cards. These are very crudely drawn because, like I said, literally just came up with stuff this week, but just want to give a general idea of what's going on. First of all, we got our attractions, our rides. See up here, everything's gonna have a gold cost, so however much it costs to build the ride. Rating up here, I want to say starts with like excitement, and skulls is nausea. So like they make it too sick, they might not want to ride the ride. RTA. Everything's gonna have kind of effects down here, so you have your size I talked about earlier. The link, like I said, you can link multiple attractions together. The name and effects, like up here I said, the steel coaster, if it's linked with the wooden coaster, because you're making an Rocky Mountain Construction hybrid coaster, so it's going to be more exciting, so you get another sort of excitement. Two other types, we have our enhancements right here. Made a little circus tents. So, like I said, it's going to have also a gold cost to it, because you're adding onto your ride. It'll have an effect down there. So, for this one I said it's a circus tent, so you can either think of that as theming. One of the options on places that you could add 1 star for it being themed, or since it's a big tent, you could instead decide, oh hey, I'm going to use this to cover up a ride, or pay the cost to do both. And finally, we got our guest. We got little Jimmy Billy. What's Billy? Billy Heightstick. He's 48 inches tall, so he can finally ride roller coasters. So he's got his excitement rating. He likes to do things up to 3 stars because he loves doing exciting roller coasters. But he's still a little kid, so he gets nauseous easy. You see he's got his arts and his effect down there, as always, which this one I kind of said, like, it's his first roller coaster. If he gets to, so after every roller coaster you ride, you have to spin your wheel. Then if you roll too high, he gets sick and leaves the park immediately. Otherwise, he enjoyed the roller coaster and gives you an extra gold for it. Yeah, those are just a couple of quick examples of what I want to do with the game. There's going to be a couple like size limits for different difficulties. Like one might be a family entertainment center. That's easy mode because it's a lot smaller, but it's also open year round. Then you might have like a normal mode, which you're kind of landlocked. You can't just have where everything is an expanded mode. Kind of the same thing as your normal mode, but you can actually buy more land to have more park. And there'll be different strategy levels for that. Different park types, like independently owned parks, where it's just kind of neutral. Then you'll have your like corporate things, like your Six Flags, your Cedar Fair, what have you. That like you might generate more revenue because it's part of a big chain, but it kind of limits you the number of rides you can make because you're also only taking your turn. You can only get like a major attraction once every 2 years, something like that. And like the last one I thought of was just kind of your terrain park, where yeah, things are gonna be more exciting. You might put more extra star bonuses, but at the same time you're building in good terrain. It's gonna be a lot more expensive to build. So there's just a couple quick ideas I had. Want to keep you updated. Let me know. I am super excited to start working on this because theme park board game. Comments down below. Let me know anything what you're thinking. New channel, of course. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll try and post this on Facebook, on wherever. And yeah, until next time. This is Jared sign off with another board game updates. Have a good day. I guess. The words were silent. Bye-bye.